Shalom. First and foremost, I want to begin this lesson by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and Shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. I'm back with another lesson, and the title of this lesson will be, It Can Go Down at Any Moment, because we're in those times where all hell can break loose at any moment. You see everything collapsing all around you. This financial system, you got banks collapsing. I forget if it was in somewhere in Europe or somewhere in Great Britain, but there was a bank that collapsed, and people are like running to the ATMs trying to get their cash out. So you know the financial system's on its way to collapse, and you know what their solution will be, that chip, the MOTB. So that's we're extremely close to that prophecy. We got people getting sick left and right. Here on my plantation, damn near everybody's been sick, in myself included, you know, trying to fight this whatever the hell Esau spraying in the skies. But yeah, you know, another pandemic, and ultimately they're plagues. You know, the Lord is plaguing this place. So we're consciously aware that this is all the Lord's will. You know, we're expecting these things to happen, while these other people that are dead asleep have no clue, oblivious to the times we're living in. And today's Friday the 13th. So, you know, Esau likes to use these dates for false flags, for psyops. So that's another reason, you know, today's Friday the 13th, and anything could go down at any moment. And what does the book of Proverbs say? The prudent man foreseeth evil and hideth himself. And where are we hiding ourselves? In Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is a strong tower, and the righteous runneth into it and is safe. So we are putting all our trust in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. We don't fear the calamities that are coming, because we're doing everything in our power to be counted worthy to escape the judgments that are for the wicked. All this mass death, sickness, disease, pestilence that we're gonna witness during Jacob's trouble is all judgment for the wicked. And the fact that we have this truth, we're in a lot better position to be in than these people in the world that are carnally preparing. They have some awareness, but they're stacking up on food, on guns, ammunition, and they're not gonna do nothing for you, because the Lord is gonna plague your mind. These people are gonna bug out. But to us that are in this truth, we're continuing to be rooted in this faith, you know, constantly growing, constantly learning, doing the work, going out in the highways and byways, blowing the trumpet, warning our people. Another thing is, I believe Russia has banned YouTube. I think it was Russia banned YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. Russia has banned these websites. So that's a precursor to the famine of the word, because, you know, the majority of us upload videos on YouTube. So if there's any hopeful elect in Russia, they can't access the apostles via YouTube. They cannot see their videos that they post. So that was the point I was trying to make. That famine of the word is right around the corner. All these prophecies are unfolding, and it's very exciting times. We just have to keep enduring, because the closer to the end that we get, the harder it's gonna be, because some people are gonna get sifted out this truth, and we just have to constantly examine ourselves and pray to the Lord not to take the spirit from us. Be diligent in this truth. And I speak to myself first and foremost, because we're in this, we gotta function in this society. You gotta work, you gotta provide for your family, but you can't let that get in the way of this ministry, of this truth. This truth has to be the priority. And we have to always find a way to pump out these lessons and go out to the highways and byways, make our calling and election sure. Because in that day when all hell breaks loose, that's gonna give us peace of mind that we serve the Heavenly Father, and it wasn't in vain, because he's gonna, what's that in Job chapter 5 verse 19 through 22? In famine and destruction thou shalt laugh. in the book of Isaiah, my servant shall eat. So the elect are going to be taken care of. So we just have to continue to be diligent and pray to be counted worthy to be part of that number, the elect, man, because the elect are predestined. This isn't of us. The Lord had to call you into this light, had to call you into this truth. But not everybody's going to be chosen. So, yeah, man, these are some serious times. And very spiritual times. You know, we're getting ready to witness divine intervention, spiritual power, miracles, man. While these people cling onto their life, so to speak. These people are going to take that chip. You know, you see in your day-to-day life, they have no zeal. They're just living obliviously. They're just living for the next dopamine hit, you could say. But we're ready to suffer for Hamashiach's sake. We're ready to suffer for the kingdom, man, because we understand through much tribulation we shall enter into the kingdom. So Esau's going to come down with great wrath. And what does the book of Thessalonians say? When thou shalt say peace and safety, then sudden destruction. So at the moment, there's a lot going on, but it still hasn't directly affected a lot of us. But real soon, and like I said, the point of my lesson, any moment, we have to prepare any moment for Esau to come banging on your door, for you to lose your job. So many people are losing their jobs. AI's taking over, and it's all by design. The job market is collapsing, and it's getting hella cutthroat. At my plantation, they've let go of so many people that the few of us that are left are doing the job of 3 people. So it's getting very cutthroat and vexing, you know, clinging on to our jobs. And I pray, you know, once I'm done with this job, you know, I'm praying I don't want to have to apply, look for another job. Nah, we're hastening the return of Yahweh Shai. We want the judgments to commence. We want the destruction, because we understand after that is the kingdom. The kingdom, man. That's when we could rejoice. That's when we could enjoy the fruits of our labor, because we labored for the kingdom. We blew the trumpet. We warned our people. We got the blood off our hands. Salaki, I'm gonna drink some water real quick. Yeah, man, we getting this blood off our hands. These people have no cloak for their sins. The destruction is imminent. And you see World War III. You know, World War III is intensifying. They're doing indirect conflict, but pretty soon they're gonna go head to head. You know, the big dogs, Russia, China, Babylon, and ultimately Babylon's gonna be completely obliterated by those nuclear missiles. But before that, we have to understand the timeline of these prophecies. Before those missiles come flying, that RFID microchip has to be mandated. And it's gone mainstream. You know, with this Neuralink, it's mainstream now. They just need that black swan event to mandate this chip, to make people wanna beg for this chip. And one way that I perceive in my spirit that will happen is this blackout. It's pretty obvious that they're gonna turn the lights off. They're gonna cut the power grid, and that will cripple this nation, man. Everything will go at a standstill. So, and you see these subliminal messages, like in The Simpsons and these TV shows, these movies, you know they're gonna cut the lights, and that's a plague from the Lord. And once that happens, that's when I feel Jacob's trouble really pop off, because no lights, no food on your refrigerator, your money's worthless in those credit cards. The whole system freezes, and chaos will ensue. Yeah, that's when these independent women are gonna need a man in that day. A man of the Lord is gonna be precious, man. This truth is gonna comfort us. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of these times. This truth is gonna help us endure and keep stable-minded, keep our mind from going insane from the things we're gonna see. We're gonna witness a time like never before. Matthew 24, a time like never before. Daniel 12:1, a time like never before. And that's Jacob's trouble. Jeremiah 30. So, yeah, we're definitely in those times, and we see it. We see it. We have eyes to see. The Lord woke us up to the times we're living in, and He gave us this word, this truth, His name, to rely on. And Lord willing, we're part of that hopeful elect, because that's the only way we're gonna escape. You have to be chosen by the Heavenly Father, predestined to make it to the very end, to endure until the very end. So the fact that we woke up still praising the Heavenly Father, hey, the Lord hasn't taken the Spirit from us. That's not something to take lightly. We got to keep grinding, keep doing this work, no matter the obstacles, and keep pushing forward. So that was some thoughts I had in my mind. I'm here at the plantation on my lunch break, but we got to constantly strive to be in the Spirit, because it can go down at any moment. We can lose our job at any moment. That blackout can occur at any moment. And you got to be ready to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Put off these what's that word I'm looking for? Put off these worldly burdens, because it's extremely vexing with all these bills and things you have to take care of. Yeah, once all hell breaks loose, hey, we just got to focus on enduring and refuse that hour of temptation. Refuse, the hour of temptation is coming. Our faith is going to be tested, the final test of our faith, and we just have to pray that we did enough for the Lord, that we were rooted in these scriptures and this faith to refuse that chip and to make it onto that chariot, Lord willing. So that was it. I pray this quick lesson was edifying. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom.